Hey everyone, it's Mindy from the OG Sports Network, back to give you some winners here today. Hopefully you are ready. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, click on the bell to get the latest notifications. Also, just remember, this is my Major League Baseball model. I compare that to Vegas opening lines. And then from there, I give you a confidence factor because I track every single one of my plays. So I know how frequently things hit. Excuse me. Hopefully you guys are ready to get rolling. Let's get you some winners. Let's do it. All right, we're starting off here with the Yankees versus the Cubs at Wrigley. Just remember, all pitchers may change throughout this whole deal. But yeah, Yankees, we have Gil on the mound, 5.25 over his last five, elevated from the 3.39 this season versus Mr. Wicks. Can't find his ERA, 1.8 over his last five, 3.82 this season. I mean, this one's coming down to some Cubs pitching. Cubs have been actually, capitalizing on opportunities here as well, scoring about 5.67 runs per game over their last five. Cubs offense right now, 8.4% higher on all of those offensive impact categories. So anything offensively you can think of that I chart, runs scored, batting average, on base, slugging, all that kind of good stuff. Have the Cubs here winning outright 5-4, but our best play is still going to be the Cubs plus the 1.5. That one there comes in at 61.4%. Rockies and the Brew Crew. Hey, it's my favorite team, the Brewers. Everyone's like, Mindy, you always pick the Brewers because they win. That's why. But yeah, we have Feltner on the mound. He's elevated 6.75 over his last five, 5.11 this season. Versus Freddie Montas, a 3.54 over his last five. That's under his 4.7 overall this season. Brew Crew bullpen been dealing. They're 2.3 less than the Rockies over their last five games. Rockies just been struggling to score, only averaging 2.75 over their last five games here. Rockies offense on that offensive impact category, 10.9% lower than the league average for runs scored, all of those kind of good things. Rockies only batting 199. Only hitting, slugging, 585. I mean, that's terrible. Brewers offense will get it done here today. We're going to take them on the run line, minus the 1.5. You can see have them winning 6-3. Pretty big game. Comes in at 64.5%. All right, we have the Nationals versus the Pirates. Hers on the mound, 3.75 over his last five. That's a little bit under the 4.09 this season versus Mr. Ortiz for the Pirates. He's been staying steady, 3.10 over his last five, 3.19 this season. Nationals offense, 7.5% lower than their league average in runs scored, batting average, and slugging over their last five games. Only hitting 208 right now. Pirates offense, on the other hand, they're slugging the ball around, 796. Also, the Pirates on base slugging is 17.7% more than the Nationals over the last three. We're going to go ahead again. We're going to take the Pirates on the run line. So we'll take the plus 1.5. I know we have to lay a decent price, but it is going to be our best play. It comes in at 62.1%. All right, Rays versus the Orioles. We got Baz on the mound, 3.38 over his last five, 3.49 this season versus Cole Irvin, 3.86 over his last five games, 4.74 this season. It kind of comes down to the Orioles. They just tend to not be as strong at home for whatever reason. We have a statistical tie here, 4-4 today. We're going to go ahead and be on the Rays. We'll take again the run line, the plus 1.5 in there. It comes in at 64.5%. Let's do it. All right, the Reds versus the Mets. Reds got another victory there yesterday. Williamson on the mound for the Reds, 5.4 over his last five. Same way for the season. So he must be newer side of things because he has the same ERA for both of my statistical categories. Quintana, 5.67 over his last five, 4.27 this season. Mets coming off a pretty big showing. They've been putting up some 7 spots here lately. We're going to go ahead and take the Mets at home on the money line. We'll lay the 162. This one comes in at 60.6% of the time. Whenever the home team is there on our model, it hits at about 5.1% more than the away team. Sox versus Sox. All right, I love it. This is going to be our text play of the day. I think all the texts went out okay today, unlike yesterday or the day before where it was a total mess. But anyway, all you got to do is text the word win 223-203-1821, and we'll shoot you over this text play along with anything in the WNBA for the day. We got our win yesterday with the Twins on the money line. They won 4-3. We're ready to give you some more winners. So go ahead, shoot us a text. 70.9%. Let's go. All right, here we go. Phillies and Marlins again. Wheeler on the mound. Dylan, 2.03 over his last 5. 2.63 this season versus Cabrera. 4.23. That's under his 5.33 overall this season. Phillies bullpen, 1.2% lower than the Marlins over the last 5 games here. Phillies offense right now, 2.8% higher when it comes to the batting average here over their last 5 games. So, and actually on all of those offensive impact categories, they're 11.7% higher. So everything like run scored, batting average, on base slugging, all of that. They're actually slugging 871 right now. The Phillies offense, 4.3% better than the Marlins, and 20.9% better when it comes to on base and slugging. We're going to go ahead here and lay it again. We're going to take the Phillies here minus the 1.5. Have them winning 5-3, 58.1%. All right. Blue Jays versus Braves. Gosman on the mound, 2.2 ERA over his last 5, 4.07 this season versus Fried, 3.99 over his last 5. Pretty steady, 3.52 this season. These guys have been getting it done. The Braves offense, we know they've been struggling. They're 1.5 runs less than their season-long average over the last 5. Braves offense, 3.3% lower on all of those offensive impact categories. Braves offense only hitting 208. That's right. And slugging only 474. Ew. Let's go under the total. We have the Blue Jays winning, but our best play is going to be on the total under, 53.9%. Let's do it. All right. Angels versus Rangers. Aldegary. 3.6 over his last 5, 3.6 this season. Urena, 3.8 over his last 5, 3.72 this season. We're going to go ahead and go with this Angels bullpen right now. They've been holding all their opponents down over the last 5, 1.075 better out of that bullpen than the Rangers. We're going to go ahead and take the plus 1.5 here with the Halos. It's a statistical tie, 4-4. We're taking them plus 1.5, 64.4% of the time. All right, Diamondbacks versus the Astros. Brandon Pfaadt on the mound, 5.9 ERA over his last 5, 4.32, so a little bit elevated. Versus Valdez, awesome, 1.59 over his last 5, 3.11 this season. Astros bullpen still crushing it, still getting it done. 1.165 less than the Diamondbacks over their last 5 games. Astros offense here, they're kind of taking off a little bit at a time. 842 slugging. Let's go ahead and beat on the Houston Astros on the money line, minus 147. This play comes in 61.8% of the time. Have Houston winning by 2 here, 5-3. Next. It's the VIP account. It's going to be between the Twins and the Royals. Matthews versus Reagans. Can't wait for this one. What's it going to be? In order to find out, this is our highest play on the board, our best statistical play coming in at 75.9. All you got to do is go to my multi-capper site, ogcappers.com. All you got to do is log in, find that All Cappers tab on the left-hand side. Then go ahead and scroll down past the last 10, and there will be the VIP play of the day. They usually come out around 10 a.m. Central Time, so you can go ahead and take a look for it then. Get that VIP account. Just remember, all the pick packages are profit guaranteed, so if this play loses, you get credits back to your account. We got some hot cappers. Make sure you check them. All right, Mariners, Cardinals at Busch. Brandon Miller time. Oh my gosh. We got the competing beers. 1.88 over its last 5. 3.3 this season versus Fetty. 3.86 over his last 5. 3.43 this season. Mariners offense, they still struggle. You know they do. only still averaging 2.67 runs, even though they had a couple breakout games. On the other hand, Cardinals offense, they're scoring 1.5 more runs per game than their season long average. Just put off a 7th spot a couple days ago, and they're averaging 5.69 over their last 5 games. Cardinals offense, they're actually 3.2% better than the Mariners. So over the last 5 games. So we have the Mariners winning, but we will take the Cardinals on the run line plus 1.5. That comes in at 62.2. The Detroit Tigers versus the Oakland Athletics. Skubal on the mound again. 2.25 over his last 5. 2.51, very steady on the season versus Spence. 4.91 over his last 5. Pretty steady for him as well. 4.5 this season. It's still kind of coming down to the Detroit Tigers team kind of struggling to score. They're averaging 4.5% lower than their season long average. Tigers only hitting 188, only slugging 583. Athletics is actually 20% better than the Tigers over their last 5 games. Let's go ahead and take the A's here on the run line. Now, I know that you say that the score doesn't match up, but there's a lot of rounding. I promise you, if we look at all the stats from the way back, it has them winning by 2. Or I mean, winning plus the 1.5. There we go. 62.4% of the time, it will be the A's on the run line. All right. Giants, Padres at Petco Black, 3.6 ERA over his last 5. That's under that 7.54 overall this season. Mr. King, 2.73 over his last 5, 3.17 this season. You know, the Giants, they can show up scoring in big ways. So can this Padres team. We're going to go ahead here and go over the total. We like this one to go over. That's right. It comes in at 53.6% of the time. Let's do it. Take the over. All right, Guardians and Dodgers. We have Boyd on the mound, 2.38 over his last 5, 2.38 this season. Yeah, Boyd. Versus Knack, 2.45 over his last 5, 3 ERA this season. Guardians, they've been kind of capitalizing on opportunities as of late. I like it. We got to catch these teams when they are hot. He's sitting at 5.67 over their last 5 games, averaging on offense. They're actually scoring 7.9% more than this LA Dodgers team, which is kind of hard to believe. They're also 7% higher on those offensive impact categories. So everything like on base, slugging, batting average, everything that you can think of, they are up. Let's go ahead and take the Cleveland Guardians plus 1.5. We'll take them on the run line. All right, you guys, that's all I got. We got a lot of run lines in there. I get it, but it's just kind of how the modeling works. And again, I give you the best statistical play out there on the board, whatever that may be. All right, you guys, hey, have a great one. Make sure you check out all of our other hot cappers and their videos there as well. If you can find Bo's stuff in the short section. Be checking out for football. It's coming soon. See ya. Bye-bye.